Hi, my name is Wendy Harbour. Before I worked for Disability Services at the University of Minnesota, I was a master's degree student learning and teaching at Harvard for the undergraduate and master's for EDD teaching. Now I want to talk to you about universal design. I want to give you a little bit of background about myself. I got a bachelor's in psychology, and I was working in a K-12 rural Wisconsin school. It was a very interesting job. Every day I was in a special education classroom working with children that had special needs and different handicaps. Anyways, one of the girls that I worked with, she would go every day after school to a place called Have a Heart Farm. That place was amazing. It was a learning experience for me, both personally and professionally. What happened at the farm was that the farmer had a son with a severe case of cerebral palsy. So after a while, the farm broke down. There's many farms here in Minnesota and Wisconsin that would break down over the years. So the family decided to give the farm to their son's physical therapist. It was a woman named Jan, and she used her imagination to build off of that, and she named it Have a Heart Farm. It was a very interesting farm because it was designed to have more accessibility so that they could take care of students because of the universal design. So that in itself was wonderful, but also what was so creative that it had a storage area, play area. It was just an amazing place for children with disabilities. At the farm they had speech therapy, physical therapy, OT, all different kinds of therapy. So the students did not feel that it was a hospital or a clinic. They just would play and have fun. They didn't really realize that they were having physical therapy and work too. All the kids that had brothers and sisters with that the children had disabilities, their brothers and sisters would be like, please, please let me go to speech therapy. It was just a very creative place. For example, they had a swing set. The swing set was built almost like a little boat. So if the child could only lay in the swing, they would be able to. And there were windows outside of it so that they could look through. It was really beautiful. The floors were also all heated. So that meant if the kid was crawling, it was perfectly fine because it was warm. And in Wisconsin, that's a very important thing. Anyways, that was my first experience with universal design. And it was that farm because it was designed for all children. Now I want to explain a little bit of different methods of disability. There's two. The first one is called interaction method. It was developed in Europe and it's for children with disabilities. It's wonderful because it says that disabilities is a neutral situation. Basically, that means that there's nothing really inside wrong with you. It just means that the outside world is not adhering to you. If something becomes a barrier, because if you're in a wheelchair and it's very hard for you to get up, that means that there's a problem with the environment itself, not with the person in the wheelchair. So the interaction model, and then there is what we call the medical model of disability. It's a very old-fashioned perspective. It sees disability as always a negative, that something needs to be fixed or cured, that there's a problem with the person themselves, that something is wrong with them. So there are these two models, and they compare and contrast about disabilities, but really they help with research and different perspectives for teaching. And it's really a hot topic.